Alright, so here with Meshack Quailey, pro boxer, 175, might be going down to 168. So when we last spoke, you were saying you have you got all your medicals and stuff done? Because you said you need to get that cleared.
So basically, I've only done the bloods and I've done my eye test.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do my brain.
A brain scan.
I'll
That CT scan?
Yeah, CT scan.
Yeah.
But right now, memory's been a bit mad. It might not be best to even do it right now.
What, do you spar too much, do you think?
In the last few days, I've had a few hiccups. Like one, I lost the remote control for the boxing gym. Well, I thought I lost it. So the coach was sending out a broadcast, asked him, and then when I went in, we realised that the remote control was on top of the cycling bike. So that's one thing.
So maybe it's all of you.
And that same day, after that, I left my towel. I don't know if you saw on Instagram. He uploaded. I left my towel in the street on a pedestrian sign.
Okay.
After sprinting.
All right.
Then after that, I was going gym, and I was on my phone the whole time in my friend's car. Soon as we pulled over, I stepped out. I dropped my phone under his car, but I didn't even realize.
Wow.
I was searching around the car for 10 minutes, stressing out.
Do you think that's linked to
It's just the boxing.
head trauma? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the boxing.
But
it's also outside stress as well. It's all together.
Yeah. Do you get dizzy quite a lot after training, after sparring?
Well, doing the medical the other day, I found out that I have something similar to, sickle cell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, like, if I get up, I get dizzy. If I get too fast, I get dizzy. My blood doesn't clot the same as you lot.
Yeah.
I'm anemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there anything that you can do for that, like with vitamins or drinking more milk and stuff like that?
I've got to go back in to find out.
Oh, okay.
But it's mad because I didn't know, but however now I understand like why certain things are happening, like when I get up fast.
Yeah. Keep going. I just want to learn that just a little bit. No, you're good. You're good.
Bro.
You're good.
So
yeah, that's quite scary. I mean, so are you going to sort of spar less and sort of?
No way. We know that it's accumulative.
Yes.
Sparring,
yeah. Sparring.
That's where the most damage is. Like,
yeah.
I got these shades on for a reason.
Okay, I was thinking why you're wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, I was in the doctor's this morning. I took a really bad shock to the eye yesterday, and my vision was blurred the whole day on my right.
Do you not wear like what's the word? Headgear?
Yeah, I do, but it was directly in the pupil.
Yeah.
So
eyes can be a real one you'd obviously don't want to mess up. Like, yeah, it's funny actually. Speaking about eyes. Like, obviously in MMA a big problem is eye pokes, and it's just like obviously in boxing you don't have to deal with that because you've got gloves, and it's just like you see it sometimes. And like there's a guy called Michael Bisping, first ever British UFC champion. He actually lost an eye. He lost his eye.
Is it?
Yeah, and he not from eye pokes, but he lost his eye from he tore his retina just from getting knocked out, and then he didn't tell anyone, otherwise he would have had to retire. But then he fought the last 5 years of his career. Wow. With one eye, and he become champion. It's crazy. Wow. If people had known, if they had found out, they would have made him retire.
Thing is, I got a son.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what? My coach, he explained that to me after. He's like, basically, sometimes the coach has got to step in. If you're not going to stop it for yourself because you've got children, you've got this, you've got that. You're not winning £1 million for sparring.
Exactly. Yeah. And the thing is as well, like I think fighters will never say to their coach or to anyone else, "Oh, I've had enough," because it's not a fighter's mentality to be like, "Oh, well." It's not like in football or basketball or whatever other sport where you can say, "We've done enough today," or I'm tired. It's not like that in fighting sports. It's like you're gonna have to stop me to make me stop. I'm not stopping. Do you know what I mean?
We do this to the death.
Yeah, it's to the death. Yeah, it's to the death.
But however, my coach and me, we have a relationship beyond boxing. We've known each other long before boxing. I've known him since I was like 18.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because I've heard fighters say they've said to their coaches, "Don't ever throw in the towel. The ref will stop the fight, or when it's done, it's done. At least give me the chance." But then you do hear other fighters say, maybe when they've retired, like when you see a corner throwing the towel, they'll be like, well, they made the right decision because you're not going to get out of it. Do you know what I mean? And you could add years to your life, but it's not taking unnecessary damage.
It's true. You're not getting paid for sparring, man. It's not necessary. Even in a fight, really, like, there's no shame in having the towel thrown in if it's not looking like it's going your way.
Yeah, because to me, it's not, the way I see it is, you see people say it's quitting, or you see people say in a fight someone quit. I don't like to see it like that. I see it as, in a fight, when you've got no way of winning, if you're just prolonging the inevitable, it's like playing a game of chess. If you get checkmate, you can't quit from checkmate. You just can't win from that situation. It's over. And I see it the same way as fighting. Obviously, I mean, if you was to go into the ring and just say halfway through, I don't want to do this anymore, that would be quitting. But when you're taking unnecessary damage and your corner, or you saying, like, no mass, that's sensible. You live to fight another day, basically. But it's interesting. But then obviously there's a stigma as fighters to be like, well, we're not gonna do this anymore. Do you know what I mean? So yeah,
it's tough, man. Fighting's tough because it's just so difficult. Mentally is the most difficult part.
Oh yeah.
Mentally,
You get nervous before you fight.
Yeah, 100%. But that's what gets me out there.
It's the nerves, because it's sort of like the anticipation.
Yeah.
Because I can imagine it's the excitement as well. Like the adrenaline must be
definitely
ridiculous.
When I feel that nervous energy, it's like I chase it more.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of professional fighters say sometimes where they've gone into fights, not felt nervous at all, and they've lost, and they found it weird. Whereas they like when they're on the edge and they feel the nerves, and it's like, well, I know that I'm ready. Because I've heard a lot of them say, I actually felt so calm, it was weird. Do you know what I mean? So I can imagine it must be good. It's kind of like doing anything. If you got to do something big, like, I don't know, an exam or whatever, you feel the pressure, but you're like, I want to do it right. But if you don't feel anything at all, it's probably not a good thing.
It's true. In the amateurs, the few fights where I didn't feel nervous, and those are the ones where I lost.
Oh yeah?
And my debut, I wasn't nervous. I was too excited because I had such a big crowd.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. So when I came out, it was like everything went.
I find it interesting. Like, if I was a fighter, I don't think I'd want my family or friends there.
Is it?
Yeah, too much distraction, and I just wouldn't want to see. I wouldn't want them there. You know, I would rather just, you can watch at home or whatever. But I would just want to be, like you said, you had the excitement, but I would also be like, I feel like it adds more pressure. It's kind of like, I don't want to get knocked out in front of all of these people. Not that they're going to care anyway, but it's kind of like, you're just adding more pressure to yourself. Do you know what I mean?
That's the mental side, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the mental side. If you saw, I posted something today where one of the clips was talking about the pressure of not letting people down. Expectations, basically. And that is the hardest thing I find when it comes to a fight, is like, for example, my debut, I drew, and it was like, the things that my family would say, like, I'm never inviting you again.
Why? What were they saying?
They were just talking, like, everyone's got their opinion. Even when you win, everyone's got their opinion. Oh, you know, you should have used the jab more. You should have. Everyone becomes a coach.
But are they fighting people? Do they know about fighting?
People think they do, but they don't. They don't know that you do. Like, they don't know that you build yourself up on journey.
Are they fight fans though?
Your family?
Yeah.
No, but they can't be, because they don't even know about journeyman and things.
Yeah, of course not.
The average person doesn't even know what journeyman is.
No, they don't.
So they see the journeyman's record and
they think he's a bum. They'll see like a guy. I think I saw one the other day. He's had like 200 fights.
Yeah.
He's won like 12 of them, and he's lost like 188 or something. But that's a hard fight. He hasn't been knocked out many times. A lot of these journeymen, you think they're just going there to be sort of knocked out. That's not really the case.
That's the thing, man. I'm glad you know that. Because I don't even look at the losses. I actually look at the amount of times a person's fought.
Okay.
That's what I look at.
Why'd you do that?
Because that means they got a lot of experience. And also I look at the dates of when they fought, because it shows me how busy they are.
Yeah.
If they're out every other week, then if they want to give me a tough night, if they want to turn on, because I've been to shows and I've seen, like, this person's basically meant to come in, tuck up, and allow you to demonstrate what you can do and just make it tough every now and again. But some of these journeymen, if they clip you and they see something, they think, I can nick this one. This is mine tonight.
Yeah. Because they're there to win as well, do you know what I mean? Even though they know that the chances are slim, they know that they can get a result, do you know what I mean?
It's tough, bro. But I would say to anyone out there that doesn't really understand boxing, you need to go and do your full research on journeymen. There's documentaries out there about them.
Yeah. Why so much do you think for people that don't know about fighting, they should know about journeyman?
They're an important part of boxing.
Yeah.
They're what build us up.
Yeah.
And that's how we gain our confidence and know-how about the ring. Journeymen teach you tricky things.
Yeah.
That other people don't teach you. The thing is with journeymen, they're so tricky, bro.
And they're not
so
very
tricky.
Textbook, are they? Do you know what I mean? It's like unconventional. So I think with a lot of journeymen as well, you'll learn a lot of things about, and I'm saying this to someone that doesn't fight, like ring generalship and you know, like the little, and also the little dirty tactics as well that you can use later on that you see. Because like, you know when you're watching a boxing match, and I only realised this a few years ago when I watched Tyson Fury fight Francis Ngannou, and basically the current UFC heavyweight champion is a guy called Tom Aspinall, and he's been training with the Furies because they're from the same part of Manchester. He's been training with him since he was a kid, and he helped him train for Ngannou, who was also the UFC heavyweight champion. And he said that after the fight, he was doing a lot of. If you notice, when you watch that fight back with Fury and Ngannou, Fury's trying to lean on Ngannou to like make him tired and whatever, but which is smart because when you're watching fight and you think, oh, why are they delaying? But it's good because it's like. That's smart because you're putting your weight onto somebody else. Do you know what I mean? It didn't really work in that fight because obviously Francis Ngannou, an MMA fighter, built like that as well, who's used to grappling. It didn't work. But when you're watching a fight and you're thinking, oh, why is he holding? Why is he slowing it down? That's all smart. It's tactic, isn't it? Yeah.
Tactic,
And it's another thing with fighting as well. Like you'll know this firsthand is you'll see guys and they're fighting and they're thinking. Oh, they're going so slow, but it's not. It's a marathon, not a sprint. If you blow your load in the whole first 2 minutes, you're done. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I've had a lot of fighters say the worst thing that you can do in a fight is get tired, like as in gas out. Do you know what I mean? You're done.
Yeah, you're done. You can be the most skilled person in the world, but the moment you gas out, it's over.
It's over. Yeah. Because it must be like terrifying thinking as well, and because imagine you're in a fight and things are going well for you, you're winning, and it's like. Deep breath and you're just like, wow, I'm done. I know I'm done, but I'm sort of just, I'm clinging on for dear life. That must be terrifying.
I think, for me, I've started to realise lately that first 2 rounds, definitely the first round, are feelers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what the person's about, what their habits are.
Yeah.
What I can exploit out of them through feints and certain movements. That's what it is. Then I download this information, and then later on it comes to fruition. Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
But when I wasn't as experienced, I was just going there, guns blazing.
Yeah. Because I think it is funny because when you talk about combat sports, there's definitely a difference between, say, a sport and entertainment. And it's like you'll get people who are not maybe the most fan-friendly style, but they're doing what boxing is of hit and not get hit. Like Shakur Stevenson, a lot of people call him boring, and I have to admit as well, sometimes it is not the most exciting product. I love watching Shakur Stevenson.
I like him,
but so do I. But I'm saying sometimes you'll watch some of his fights and other similar fighters, and you're thinking like nothing's happening really. Do you know what I mean? But at the same time, he is not getting hit and he's winning every round. So he's as a competitor. You'd be like, yeah, that's great. Because if that was in a sport, if that was like in football, for example, if the other team doesn't have the ball and you score 2 goals, it's the exact same thing.
Okay.
And that's why I think there's a difference when it becomes entertainment and winning a sport. Do you know what I mean?
But
you can do both, but to do both is very, very, very difficult. To be like exciting and also win. It's very difficult.
To be entertaining. People want to be entertaining.
You don't need to be entertaining, but obviously it can help your career. But I'm saying it's very, very difficult to do both, in my opinion. You can be, a lot of the time it's one or the other, or it's like, I can do this for a little while, but depending on who I'm fighting against, I can't be guns blazing, like you said.
Who would you say is like, could you name like 3 who you feel are doing both currently?
Currently? Yeah. Well, I do think Shakur has improved. I think that Devin Haney, usually a lot of his fights have been come and see, come and saw. But the last performance against Noakes, I think it was. He's gone up to 147 now, and he's filled out more.
It wasn't against Noakes.
It wasn't against Noakes.
Was Abdullah Mason.
Yes, sorry, Abdullah Mason fought against Noakes. It was against.
It's another American.
It was the same card. It was the same card. It was Brian Norman.
Yeah, that's
Brian
it,
Norman,
yeah.
And if you watch that fight, it seemed like a new Devon because one, he wasn't sucking himself down to 140 in whatever weight he was fighting at before, and it's just like he was being patient. He didn't get hit really, and he was unloading. He could have finished that fight. Shakur, who I think has even said to himself like, people say it's boring, but I'm just getting better. So I would say him and Shakur, and then another one. I guess you could say Terence Crawford, because I know he's a bit of the flavour of the month at the minute, but if you look at a lot of his other fights before Errol Spence, no one was talking about Terence Crawford, do you know what I mean? True. And I think him and Usyk are the 2 pound for pound number ones in my opinion. But there are other examples, my mind just escapes me at the minute, but those three, I think 100%.
I don't think they're entertaining people.
You don't?
Their characters or not.
Oh, okay, are we talking about character or are we talking about in the ring?
When we're talking about entertainment as a whole, we're talking about the skills and the character.
Oh, like so you're saying both?
Entertaining is Tyson
Fury. Yeah, but he's got great skills as well. Okay, fine. So we're talking about that. I thought you meant exciting in the ring and winning.
I'm talking as a whole package.
The whole package. Yeah. That's even harder because to be a character or someone that everyone wants to see and be great is very, very difficult. So it's
a lot of the time.
Yes, but I think fight fans, we see through that. We can tell when it's manufactured and when it's genuine. Tyson Fury, that's just how he is in real life.
So do you like it when they go into these places and slap each other and do that?
It depends.
In each other's face
for me,
shouting.
For me, only if it's organic.
Okay.
If it's I'm gonna do this, I don't like that. If you genuinely are in the moment and you can tell when it's less so prevalent in boxing, in MMA in the last say 5-10 years. There's been a lot of that where people are kind of doing a gimmick or doing a character like it's WWE. Yeah. In boxing, it's less so like that. So guys like, for example, perfect example, Tyson Fury. Who's another one? I guess you could kind of say Floyd, but he didn't have the most exciting style towards the end. But
well, we're talking now.
Right now.
I'll give you another one. Derek Chisora. He might not be the most skillful, but he's very entertaining. Oh
yeah. But he's a good boxer as well. Yeah. He's not like Tyson or AJ, but he is. Usyk's another one. He's a character.
Yeah,
and he's, in my opinion, he's the best fighter in the world. Best boxer in the world.
He's naturally funny, though. Usyk.
That's what I'm saying.
He knows that he's funny.
That's my point. But that's why it's organic. It's not. He's not going in there. He's never said to himself, I'm going to say I'm Phil to be funny. That's just how he is. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I like guys like that. The guys that have personality and it's good and they're good fighters as well. I know he's lost the last fight, but I'll always watch him no matter what because he's entertaining as inside and outside the ring. Ryan Garcia.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Garcia. Well, like Ben and Eubank as well. Okay. They're not like the best fighters in the world.
But you know what? Ben is one of my favorite. But So tell me how you feel about Ben.
What about him?
Firstly, Ben Eubank.
It's hard to say because with Conor Ben, entertainment, both. I mean, I don't think if you look at the weight class that Ben is in, 147, the guys that now are competing at that, it's not the deepest division, but you have got new guys that have come up like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. But at 147, it's not the deepest. You look at the champion, it's Mario Barrios. I mean, Pacquiao fought for a title 4 months ago. It's not the deepest division. So Conor Ben could be a champion in that division. However, if you said to me, if I was going to bet my money on him against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia, or even maybe a Mario Barrios, I probably wouldn't bet on him to win. He could win, he's fighting. But he's entertaining on the mic, outside the ring, and he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter, but it's hard to know how good he is because he hasn't won any English titles, any British titles, and obviously he had the layoff for a couple of years, and he's been fighting Eubank, who I think is a better boxer than him, but he's older and he's killing himself getting to 160. And also, Ben is so small for 160, so I don't really know how good Conor Ben is. It's hard to say.
I think he's good.
I think he's good. Yeah.
From day one, I think he's good. He's definitely improved massively recently. Yeah, massively. But Eubank, I also think he's good. I've watched Eubank my whole life.
Oh yeah, Eubank's good. Eubank is good, but I just don't think so. For example, he's fighting at that was hopefully his last fight at 160. But you look at some of the guys that have been in that weight class. If you want to compare them to the elite guys of those divisions, I wouldn't put him up there with say guys like. Well, I know it's hard to. It's actually quite harsh. Yeah, but it's kind of in a way it's kind of harsh to compare anyone to sort of those guys like Canelo and Crawford. And you look at guys now like Boots and who's he going to be fighting next? The Mexican. He's fighting Thingy at 160. at 154. They're fighting for the title, like late next year.
Who's fighting?
Boots Ennis is fighting at 154. He's gonna be fighting. He's like a Mexican or he's Spanish or something. And I can't remember his name. It's not.
Sure.
Well, he's a champion at 154. They're gonna unify the belts.
Is it?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, man. They both fought in the last 2 months. Because Boots won his fight, and then...
Well, Isaac Cruz? No.
No.
Cruz boxed...
Cruz fought Lamont Roach last week. Which one?
Roach, yeah.
Yeah. 2 draws in a row, by the way.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it, however, I looked at the feedback, and people were saying that Cruz won.
I didn't actually watch the fight. I just saw some clips. I know Roach got dropped early.
Yeah.
And then... Yeah, but it's just strange that he's had 2 draws. I mean, I think he beat Tank. But it's weird that he's had 2 draws.
What do you think it is about him?
Well, Lamont Roach.
Do you think he's not marketable enough?
I think
doing that to him?
I actually think the opposite. I think when he fought Gervonta Davis, a lot of people before the fight. If you look at the odds, I looked at the odds. He was like 9-1 to win that fight, and now it's kind of like people in the know in boxing have. I listened to an interview with Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney talking about him last week. They both said, no, I said this guy is good for ages. Like he's just only getting his respect now because he fought Tank.
I found out about him till Tank.
No, I didn't know about him either. But people that are in the know in boxing, like those 2 guys, and a lot of the coaches, they said this guy is really, really good. Because I think he was in the Olympics as well. Was he a 2016 Olympian, or he trained, or he at least trained with them as well? Because I think that's what Shakur said. He knew him because Shakur got a silver medal at 2016 Olympics. So I don't know. It's weird because he's had 2 draws in a row, but I think he is very good and he's young.
You know what? A draw is nothing. I realise it's a little bit of nothing.
It's better than a loss.
It's a little bit of nothing.
It's quite hard. I feel like it's weird with boxing because there's either 10 or 12 rounds usually. I don't like that. I think it should be an odd number so you always get a winner, unless there's a 10-8.
Okay.
If it was 11 rounds or 13 rounds, we would always, like 99 times out of 100, you would never get a draw. Do you know what I mean?
But the judges are funny.
Do you not like the scoring system in boxing? I quite like it.
I don't know what goes on with judges. Judges could be related to people, having affairs with people, being paid off. We just don't.
You never know. You never want to leave it in the hands of the judges.
Yeah, you don't. That's one thing.
I remember, I've seen some bad scorecards. I remember when Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury. And I remember because me and my friend, I was like, I really wanted Jake Paul to win. And I was like, my friend, he's not a fight fan at all. Doesn't watch boxing, doesn't watch UFC. I was like to him, Jake Paul's going to win. He's like, no, Tommy Fury's from a real family of boxers. I was like, trust me, this guy's a lot better. So we were like, fine, let's do a £100 bet. So I put £100. I said, okay, if Jake Paul wins, you got to give me £100. If Tommy Fury wins, you got to give me £100. I was watching that fight and I was like, oh my God, he's losing. I was like, I know that he's lost. Do you know what I mean? But then one of the judges, it was like 115, 113, Paul. I was like, what? But then he lost a split decision. So it's just like, you never know.
It's crazy, bro. But he's fighting, I'm not actually following it, but of course I hear it.
He's fighting Anthony Joshua next week.
I'm not going to follow it, but that's mad.
But
do you know what?
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Both of them.
He's done a lot. He's built himself up in the sport. And he's actually put the work in.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what people fail to say.
They're getting 75 million each.
Yeah, he puts the work in. He's paying these top trainers. He's doing what is required.
Yeah, like I saw. Did you see who he was doing sparring with last week?
Yeah.
Shakur, Quailey, and was it Jared Ennis?
Yeah.
I was thinking, geez, like that.
People underestimate him, but he's putting in the work.
Yeah, because it's kind of. I was saying this with your mate Josh as well. He's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Because if he fights guys who are like retired MMA fighters, people are gonna say, "Oh, well, you're fighting old men and they're not boxers." If he fights a guy like he fought a journeyman 2 years ago called Ryan Borland on an Amanda Serrano card 2 years ago, he was like the co-main event. He's a journeyman, but he fought years ago, sort of thing.
I didn't know.
It's kind of like, well, people say, well, you're fighting a nobody, who cares? So it's like if he was to do the traditional boxing route, I mean, he's probably had about 8 or 9 professional boxing matches. At that point in your career, you're not fighting anybody anyway. Do you know what I mean? But if you're fighting a guy like Chavez Jr., who is, even though he's retired, he's an old man. Fighting Chavez Jr., who is like 40 or whatever is better than say fighting a guy from your local pub who's been knocked out 200 times. You know what I mean? So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you're Jake Paul, not that he's asking for sympathy, but if he from now on after this Anthony Joshua fight says, you know what, I'm gonna build my way up the traditional boxing way, fighting journeyman, getting better and better slowly but surely. No one's going to want to watch that. Do you know what I mean?
He's got so much money behind it.
Well, he's made loads of money from YouTube, and he's made loads of money from his boxing career as well. Like, I think you look at the numbers that he generated for, and also he co-founded MVP with Nikita Vidarian. Like, you look at all the money that he's made just from, say, promoting the Katie Taylor and Serrano fights. You look at all the money that he's been paid by Netflix to do these documentaries, him and his brother. You look at all these sponsorships that he's got. And, like, who did he fight? Like, when he fought Mike Tyson, he must have got at least 20 million, 30 million for that.
Mike Tyson was told, like, there was a clause.
No.
That knock him out.
I don't think it happened.
At that ability anymore.
I think he's got ability, he's just old. He's an old man. This is a 60-year-old man. I don't care how good you used to be 40 years ago. And I think Mike Tyson's one of the greatest heavyweight boxers that's ever lived. But, like, okay, I'll give you a perfect example. Have you watched the Matchroom documentary on Netflix?
I ain't watched it.
Okay, you need to watch it.
But you're not the only person that told, because you told me last time.
Yes, I did.
I heard it from a few people.
And the thing is,
it's good.
One of the good things about that documentary is you don't even need to like boxing to watch it. That's how good it was. Anyway, in this documentary, because Katie Taylor is a Matchroom fighter.
Yeah.
So it's like earlier in the summer. It's this time last year when Mike fought Jake Paul, and the co-main event was Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2. And what happens is there's a part where Eddie Hearn's just waiting in the arena, yeah, and then you see Mike Tyson come up in the lift, and he's got like going with his team, going to his dressing room, whatever, and then Eddie Hearn turns to the camera saying, it's always a good sign when you see him taking this lift instead of the stairs. Do you know what I mean? Like, that just says it all. Like, he's an old man. Like, if they were fighting 10, 15, he'd knock him out. But I don't believe in this whole... Because, you know, people talk about match fixing and spot fixing. That is a very serious thing. You couldn't just fix all of these fights. You just can't. Like, you'd be in serious trouble with the FBI. Like, I don't think that's happening personally.
So you don't think there's no fixed things happening?
Not in this Jake Paul thing, no. I'm not saying there's not fixed fights.
Money on the table.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's not spot fixing in boxing or any sports. You'd be silly to think that. But at this level, with those two, I don't think so, no.
Jake Paul's doing well.
He's doing well.
Logan's not...
Logan's not. He's not a boxer though. He doesn't box. He boxes like on a gimmick like one. He's not a boxer. He's an influencer podcaster. He does WWE, but he's not. I wouldn't consider him a boxer. Like at this point now, Jake Paul for me is a boxer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I've seen many people.
Yeah, like I think Logan Paul's probably had 4 fights, and one of them's like against KSI. Okay. I think 2 of them were against KSI, and the other one was against Floyd. That was an exhibition. And the other one was against Dylan Dennis. Like, these are not...
What about KSI?
KSI, I put them in the same boat as Logan. Like, they're not boxers. They do it maybe once a year, once every 2 years. KSI, the last time he fought was 2 years ago against Tommy Fury. I don't consider them to be fighters.
What about Tommy Fury?
It's a weird one with Tommy Fury because the first time we ever heard about Tommy Fury was... I love watching Love Island, but he was on Love Island in 2019. And they were like, he was like, my brother is like a famous boxer. I'm a boxer. I've been boxing since I was a kid. Which is true, but he's very inactive. I can't tell you the last time Tommy Fury fought. I don't know if he's doing. Like, he's made so much money. Like he's from a rich family. 2, he's made so much money from like being an influencer. Like and him and his Molly May, like his girlfriend. Like it's just. I don't know. I don't know if he doesn't need to box. So it's just like I don't really know what's going on with him, and we don't really know how good he is.
What's the point? If I was making money like that, I wouldn't damage myself.
But I don't know.
I would do it as a to keep fit and to be able to defend myself.
Yeah, but he can do that because I mean he's been boxing since he was a kid. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But it's just at the same time I just don't know how seriously. Not that he's not taking it serious, but like how you're not fighting regularly. When you're at that level, you should be fighting like 3 times a year. Do you know what I mean?
But there's a few of them, you know.
What do you mean?
That box, the brothers.
There's so many in their family.
I can't remember the other one.
Well, they're gypsies, aren't they? They're like that's part of their culture. Yeah. They have to fight, don't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of them. I think even I watched the Fury documentary a couple of years ago, and like you can tell one of his sons, you can tell he wants to box. Like, and if you notice, he's always with him at the events. Like,
well, not the little one, the littlest one.
I think he's like the second oldest or third oldest. Because he's got 10 kids, doesn't he, Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
But there's like the third oldest, the second oldest. You can tell he wants to fight, and you always see him at the events, and he's boxing, and he's with he's taking pictures with like Dubois and Usyk, and you can tell this kid loves boxing. But
now that you said that, Dubois' little brother, he's supposed to be really good.
Oh, really?
In amateurs.
I know his sister's fighting next week actually. Caroline Dubois.
Okay,
She signed to MVP. Funnily enough, she's fighting on the Jake Paul Joshua card. But yeah, I didn't know Daniel Dubois had a brother.
I can't remember his name, the brother, but Solomon, I believe.
Solomon, yeah.
I think it's
How old is he?
Solomon.
What, 16?
He looks younger than that.
Oh, really? Oh, right.
He looks like, to me, like 13.
13, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Supposedly he's meant to be good.
What, do you know someone that's trained with him or something?
I don't know, but I hear all the time talks on the internet, and he's always at the fights talking.
Oh, okay,
and when he beat Anthony
AJ.
Joshua, I remember the brother, he said something like, walking back to the changing room, I think he said something like complete domination. Something along those lines.
That is funny, man. Yeah, I wonder
So
who
he's next.
I wonder who he's gonna fight next.
But the sister's good.
Caroline, Caroline Dubois, yeah, she's a good fighter.
Never really watched her though, but
I've heard she's good. I think I might have watched one of her fights ages ago. But yeah, she's now signed, because she was with Boxer, now she's with MVP.
she's vocal with it.
Yeah. And you know, if I was a woman, that's 100% the place I'd be going to box. That's the best place if you want to be a women's boxer, is go to MVP. Because they're signing all the women. They've got the majority of professional female boxers in the world.
I don't even watch female boxing.
For me, I just want to see a good fight. Like, thing is with women's boxing, it's not that it's different to men's boxing, but for me, the only way it's different actually is they have 2-minute rounds. But for me, I think the talent pool obviously is a lot smaller because women haven't been boxing that long. I think eventually in like 10, 15 years, you're going to see, well, the quality improve, but you're going to see more professionals as well.
But you know who's really, there's the only woman who I actually like.
Clarissa Shields.
That's wrong, I shouldn't say that. But the woman who I like, who's a boxer, is Shannon Courtney.
Yeah, Shannon Courtney's good. Shannon's Courtney's good.
She's good. But there's probably others that.
There's Ellie Scott. Is it Ellie Scottney or Ella Scottney? She's from here actually. Yeah.
Is it?
She signed to Matchroom. But yeah, there's I like Katie Taylor. I think she's great. Clarissa Shields is great. Amanda Serrano is obviously very good. Chantel Cameron's another good one. Like you said, Caroline Dubois. But like, I think we just have to wait. I think the next generation that you're going to see, like, there will be a lot of them fighting next week on this Joshua Jake Paul card. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
But do you think they're as big as the males?
What do you mean?
In terms of publicly, do you think they're
No, they're not. And it's not.
I don't think it's as hard for them to get like belts and more championship level.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So the talent pool is obviously not as high, but then also it works the other way because there's not as many female boxers as well. So it's hard to say. Like in maybe like 5-10 years time, you're going to see more female boxers because I think a lot of girls are going to start just taking it up. I think just in sports in general, like you don't see like look, even like this country, England, the most popular sport is football. But women didn't really play football. It's only because in the last 10 years, England's national team, women's team, has been so successful. Now girls are starting to play football, and you're seeing the teams get better. And I think the same thing will happen in boxing. You're gonna see people are gonna watch people like Katie Taylor and say Sky Nicholson and whoever else, and think, oh, I can do that if they can do it. And I think another thing as well is you're gonna see a lot of there'll be more money in it because people are going to be like, well, if people are going to start watching it, then we'll put more money towards it, and then you'll get bigger fights. Look at Katie Taylor; she's probably the best. I think she's the best women's boxer in the world. But she was only going to the Olympics 2012. Do you know what I mean? I don't think she had a professional fight until after the Olympics. So that was only 13 years ago. She's 40 years old now. Do you know what I mean? So she wouldn't have made her pro debut to 26 or 27. That's not happening now. Girls are making their pro debut a lot earlier. Yeah. But
most people are. Because I think I told you we got Alois Juniors from here.
Who, sorry?
Alois Junior.
Oh, is he from your gym?
Penge. No, Penge.
Oh, okay.
And he turned over when he was like 18 or something like that.
But is that like when did you make your pro debut?
I was last year. I was 20. I made my debut at 27. 7.
That's quite late.
A few days before my 28th.
Oh, so that's quite late. Yeah. But what do you reckon, like, the average age for, like, people to make their pro debut? Do you reckon?
I think around 20.
20. Yeah.
It's a good time.
It's a good time, yeah. Because I guess, especially if you've had a lot of time in the amateurs as well, to sort of get that experience.
But if you watch boxing these days carefully, you realise people are they're hitting their peak later.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, things are changing. Maybe it's like scientific stuff like S&C and things like that now.
I think with a lot of sports, and especially with combat sports, is that you are right about that. But I think, one, the athletes in any sport, as time goes on, will always get better because, not necessarily skills-wise, but in everything else physically, where people can recover better. They know, well, this is overtraining. I mean, look at 40 years ago, there used to be 15 rounds in a fight. Do you know what I mean? That's not good. That's obviously not good for you. So
ridiculous.
People are learning about recovery and supplements and, maybe we're not going to train this, conditioning. I think that's a lot of reason why you're seeing better athletes. And like you said, people are peaking later, which is better. I think that's better for the sport, people peaking later. If people peak too early, a lot of people can get burnt out as well.
Definitely.
100%.
But it's funny because people still say, old school, this, old school. Like, you got to get with the times.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by old school?
Old school methods are better. Hit the road and run and just skip and just spar and come on, man. Things have changed. So S&C is necessary.
What do you mean S&C?
Strength and conditioning.
Oh, okay, right. Got you.
It's necessary. It's a necessary part of the boxer's routine now.
Yeah,
they didn't have that back in the day.
Yeah, because
I think people were grabbing bars and standing up fast like shh.
No, of course not.
And bands and stuff. They didn't know what that is.
of course not.
But even me, when I got an S&C coach and he showed me something, wow. When I saw the benefits of what's happening, even just in my performance, I was like, wow. Just simple things, bro, will make you tired in the gym. You're not even doing much.
What did you notice? What did you notice the difference?
I just noticed I was more explosive, more nimble and things like that. Definitely.
I was listening to a really good podcast in the summer. A guy called Jim Lampley, one of the, in my opinion, the greatest boxing commentator of all time, and he was on Joe Rogan. And he's got a book that's come out. I'm getting it for Christmas. But he was saying that they were talking about when Mike Tyson fought, I think it might have been Lennox Lewis or someone in that era, like one of the great heavyweights in the sort of 80s or 90s. The guy that he fought was saying what he started doing, nobody at the time lifted weights. He started lifting weights and he felt like he noticed a big difference in his power. Because he felt, because in that era, in like the late 80s and 90s, which a lot of people say is the golden age of heavyweight, nobody was doing like weights. Not like overdoing it, but he said, I can't remember if it was Lennox Lewis or whoever it was, but they were saying they felt a noticeable difference in 100%. Their punching and like power. 100%. 100%. But then there must be a balance as well, because you don't want to be just killing yourself with weights, like
S&C, you're not. It's not recommended that you do it more than 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah, so I'm guessing as a fighter, when you're lifting weights, you're not doing it for look how heavy I can lift it. Lift it. It's more for explosiveness.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But you are trying to hit your PBs, but it's not like bodybuilding where it's slow and controlled.
Yeah, because when you're
it's fast.
Yeah, because in a regular gym, you're just sort of lifting weights to get stronger and look better or whatever. But for fighting, it's kind of like I need to be able to push this guy off me, so I need to have that upper body strength where I can just explode. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
There's movements that my S&C coach, shout out my S&C coach, Carl, he has taught me crazy things, bro. Honestly.
What kind of things are you doing? Like just regular, what kind of different kinds of lifts?
Mental things like.
Was it deadlifts and stuff?
Some of the names I don't even know, but he just gets me doing mad things with bands and things like that. He will, and he uses a system on his iPad, so he measures everything you do. So you can see when your power's gone up and dropped, and you can see it by the date.
Right.
So you can see if today was the 10th of March, you were a bit lower. Following week, it crept up. So you can see when you've hit your peak.
Yeah.
You can also see how quickly you're moving the weight off the ground.
Okay.
And it's like,
how does he measure that? Is it like
it's all just on the system on his iPad.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah.
he attaches like some straps to your leg, and then he clips like some pod onto it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Or if it's your hand, let's say we're doing like a movement where, so basically he'll get you to hold like some band sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then try and pull as hard as you can,
Oh,
but by
I see.
keeping your core stable.
Right.
So sort of
yeah.
like you're going into like a hook.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
your core is dead stable, but you're trying to move your arms as much.
It's kind of like when you're rolling with the punches as well, because you know, like
Yeah.
defensively, you could be like that, but you don't want to. Yeah, I get what you mean.
He's
yeah.
good, but he also does things like with your feet. So he gets the blaze pods out, and it's like testing your reaction. So he'll say, tap it, or tap this, throw the punches, tap it with your feet, throw the punches quickly. Maybe you got to run, come back down, tap it, boom, boom, boom.
Why is it handy with boxing? Because you know, like in I know, for example, in an MMA fight, you might be on the ground against a guy that's a better wrestler or jiu-jitsu guy than you, and sometimes you'll see a guy that's just more, they can get out just by being more physically strong, and they can explode out. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. How would that sort of be beneficial in boxing? Because a lot of those exercises that they do in MMA, you know, like they'll get like dumbbells, and they'll do things like where you squat and then you jump up and then you do it again. How is that beneficial in boxing?
You asked that because my strength coach, he's very informative, and that's what I like about him. He takes the time to explain to you what's going on, but it's like he'll tell you, for example, if he's gonna make you do like an explosive lunge jump, he'll tell you like you gotta think that when you're doing this is you sort of like driving up with an uppercut sort of thing.
Yeah.
So you're exploding through your leg and going up into an uppercut, or when you're holding a band and trying to use your core in a stable place and move. He's like, think of like hooking somebody or something like that.
So it relates back to the fight.
It always translates to the fight.
Yeah.
It always translates.
Because I always wondered with boxers, what is that sort of lower body stuff actually aimed for? Because you're not ever gonna have someone lying on top of you, kind of thing.
That's what you.
But you're right. So I didn't think about that.
You sit and think about some of the movements, what you're doing. You do think like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Even the jumps, he makes you do the jumps. So it's like you might be on a box. You step off with one foot. As soon as the foot hits the ground, up into the air straight away.
Because I see a lot of those boxers where they'll be in the gym and you know, like they're like like those box things you see. You can carry them, and then they'll start on one that you can jump on easily. And there'll be another one where you got to get off, and then it's a bit taller. You jump on that, and then you jump on that. You keep going until you can't sort of make it anymore.
But even balance, these things, they train your balance. That's another thing. Says like your balance. Like, do you know what is a very good thing he does is like. He'll make you do the blaze pods with your feet, do the punches and that, but you gotta, he'll set up in a way where it's timed and you gotta quickly stop your feet. And he'll be like, look, if you can't stop your feet in time when you get to the target, then that tells me you're gonna be all over the place.
Yeah, like with your footwork and stuff. Okay,
So I might go to touch one blaze pod, turn around, punch, run, go to the next one, touch it, and he's like...
It's all about like reflexes as well, isn't it? Yeah. So... Your last fight was what, in the summer, June?
July.
July, yeah. When because after you got to have this brain scan, and then when would you like to fight by?
So now I don't want to say a lot about it, but there's some talks in the background. But my plan next is actually to fight abroad.
Abroad.
And it's on the table. It's on the table.
Why is that?
The ticket selling thing. If you don't know, ticket selling is just too much sometimes.
I know, but then surely wouldn't it be harder to do that abroad?
Nah, because I'm just gonna go. They're gonna cover everything. I'm just gonna go in there. I guess as the away fighter, most likely.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't need to bring a crowd. And like what you said before, sometimes it's good to box away from your crowd because you're more focused.
Yeah, less sort of
less
expectation.
pressure.
You don't have to deal with all the, like you said, the tickets and all the stuff that you got to sort out before.
So you can just focus on your training. You know, on this day, this is what you got to do. You fly over, get it done, and then leave. I
see. So would you like to? And I know you've trained abroad, but have you actually had a professional bout abroad?
Nah, but this one, my stablemate, Black Star Joshua, who you interviewed, he boxed
in Italy.
Yeah, Rome.
In Rome,
so he's from Italy.
He's from Italy, yeah.
But he was originally offered a Marbella fight.
Yes, but it got cancelled last minute. I remember.
So the Marbella one, it wouldn't be hard for me to get.
I see. Yeah.
And that's why I have my eyes set.
But then but he was telling me there's a lot of things where you've got to pay to fight. Wouldn't you still have to deal with that?
That was Rome.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't have to worry about this in your situation.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm looking to sign with the Warren brothers.
Right.
And they've got the direct link to Marbella fights.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they're constantly doing them.
Right.
Yeah. Your whole thing is the selling the tickets. It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's bro, boxing
Well, then
will make you broke.
But how do people get, how do people make it then if they haven't got, obviously, if you no one knows who you are, if you're a boxer, nobody knows who you are, and then you haven't got any money, how do people even get to the, because some people have to make it, obviously, then how does it work?
Well, there's different avenues you can go down, either being a loudmouth, so calling people out, or knocking people out. If you're knocking people out, that speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Or I'd say having just a strong backing, but having a strong backing, you got to build your own brand.
Yeah.
Which is now what I'm trying to do through Instagram.
Yeah, because you're posting a lot of tutorials and stuff.
Yeah. Because I did some research and I was like, you know what? No one's coming to help me. I'm gonna do this myself. I'm not gonna give you my method, but I'm using a method. I'm not just sporadically doing this.
Where did you find that?
Well, there's a brother from my area that used to go to school with us. He's a few years below, called Yassine Ramsey, chess boxer. Everybody will know him.
I don't think I know.
Chess boxer. He's a really good amateur boxer.
Okay.
And he kind of got fed up because he said that he was putting his all into boxing and he was going broke.
Right.
Right. And obviously he's a Muslim brother, so
I see,
I'm sure that he felt like he needed to step away for the religion.
Yeah. Oh, did he give up?
And yeah, I would not give up.
No, well, I mean, he doesn't box anymore.
He doesn't box anymore.
Yeah.
For him, he feels that it's not the right thing to do.
I get that.
And realistically, Islam promotes that
peace.
You shouldn't do these things.
But that is true. But then there are there's Muslim fighters in every combat sport. Do you know what I mean?
But he's done well.
Yeah.
Through what he's doing, he's built an online branding system, and he's actually coaching other people like me and himself.
Yeah, got you.
And they've built their businesses up. Some people have actually moved country through what he's done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I saw one day, I was sitting down. I said, "Cause I don't want to live in London."
Really?
Nah.
Why?
I've been fed up with London since 2023.
Why?
I've been here my whole life, bro.
Same. I'll never leave.
Yeah.
I will never leave London.
You never leave? No. Oh my God!
I love London so much.
You're a man.
I love it.
Nah, you're a man.
Only place I'd live, and it wouldn't be permanent, would be America. I wouldn't live anywhere else. Yeah.
Nah. I used to think that I was a kid, but no way.
Where else would you go then?
I like Portugal. And I like
Portugal.
Spain. Yeah.
I love Spain. It's my favourite place to go, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Is it?
I love living in London.
Do you know what? Portugal's really cheap. I've been there so many times. The mother of my child is Portuguese, so she's showed me a lot of things.
That makes
over
sense,
there. And I've built my own connections over there, done a lot of sparring, and I really like it. It's cheap.
Yeah,
it's
it does. I've never been Portugal, but it does look really nice. I mean, I've been Spain like a million times, but Portugal looks
Spain
great.
is a little bit more upgraded.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I guess in a way, Spain is England and Portugal is Scotland. Yeah.
So for me, those are, and like, for example,
you don't want to go to the States to live. That's the only place I think I'd live.
Bro, I've done a lot of things in Portugal, like in terms of figuring out ways to move there. I've done a lot of things. I heard like her father took me to view land and houses and things like that, and explained to me
what part of Portugal is this? Like Lisbon, Porto?
No, Porto.
Yeah, so you're right on the coast as well.
My spot.
Yeah.
But I'm being told to go to Lisbon. No way I'm gonna get there and Algarve, but Porto. Yeah, shout out Porto. Everybody in Porto, I love that.
Yeah. Portugal. It does look like an interesting place that I would want to go, but I don't know. I don't think I could leave.
I got a trip booked to Porto for January the 1st.
Yeah, why are you going there for training?
It's a business trip, really.
Okay, yeah, cool.
It's a business trip, but I'm gonna get some content, and you lot are gonna see.
Okay, good.
You're gonna see as well, and this.
What are you gonna do? You should get a mic. Get some mics.
No, I got everything. Don't worry.
Oh, okay,
you lot are gonna
good.
see. So what I'm saying about leaving London, you lot are I'm gonna show you lot when I get there what's going on.
Well, I know a lot of people it's not for me, but I can see why people I would never want to live there, but. I would not Portugal. I'm saying I would never want to live in like Dubai or the UAE.
Is it?
But I can see why a lot of people would want to.
Bro,
I wouldn't want to.
You know why?
For me, it's just a hot Westfield. I'm not interested.
It's the quality of life. Like the weather's better, the food's better, people are happier.
It's safer.
Warmer countries, yeah. I swear to you, warmer countries, people are way more happier.
Oh, I can imagine. But for me, this is just my home. Like, I don't think I can live.
But imagine coming out in a warmth every day.
No, I get it. I get it. But like,
maybe even take a top of a jog.
No, I love London, but you know what? I don't even think I could if I really had to. But I don't think I could leave South London. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think you couldn't pay me to live in East London.
Wow.
Maybe Hackney, but like apart from that, there are some.
You not hear what he's saying?
Well, no, but like for example, there are some beautiful places in West London, North London, but I wouldn't want to live there. Wow, for me, I could only live in South London.
But you've lived there your whole life.
I lived there my whole life.
That's what I'm saying. For me, like today I went Croydon. I was born in Croydon Hospital. Last night I was in the hospital. I was thinking, I need to get the hell out of it.
It's a dump, yeah. Croydon's a dump. That's where I live. But it's where I've lived my whole life. But it's a dump. But it's where I want to live.
Nah, bro. I don't like walking out and seeing the same faces all the time.
Yes, I get it.
I don't like it. I do not like it. I don't like to like go out places.
Would you want to live in UAE or Dubai?
I've never visited. I would never say I would live somewhere I've never visited.
Right, yeah. Like a lot of people say they like have moved there, and even like my cousin, she's from Croydon as well. Okay. But she's lived in Australia for the last 2.5 years. Yeah. And she said it's amazing.
Yeah, my younger cousin,
everyone's moving there.
He moved there for boxing. He's doing really well.
Well, yeah, and boxing.
And he's not come back.
Boxing in Australia is on fire at the minute as well. Like they're really getting into they're a bit behind everyone else, but they've got a few Aussie fighters. Yeah. And they're sort of things of Australia. It's a big country anyway, and once they get one person who's good at something, they all sort of get into it. Like they had George Kambosos, who's not like the best fighter in the world, but they sold out 2 arena shows in Australia. Do you know what I mean? Boxing in Australia is getting massive, and like you can tell from when they love all sports. They love football. Obviously, they love their cricket. But UFC, they do like 2 shows in Australia every year, and it's always packed.
You could probably be, you could become really big over there. It's such a big place.
Exactly, yeah. And
you might not have to leave.
Exactly, there have been 2 Australian UFC champions. Is it only 2? Yeah, and they're big. They're massive stars. You know what I mean? Wow. So it's like, Australia's another one people want to go to. As well.
Honestly, what's so great about here? Do you know? I'll tell you what I think is good about here. It's very London. Diverse.
London is, yeah.
Yeah, it's convenient in a sense where shops are open till late, public transport and everything is accessible all the time. Yeah. Like, there's always something good going on. Yeah. Like, but other than that, for me, there's a lot of opportunities.
So you dislike the weather mainly?
It's too expensive.
It is very expensive,
It's far too expensive.
It is very expensive.
It's far too expensive. Like, I'm a man that likes coffee. So, for example, I'm spending $3.40 on coffee basically every day.
Yeah, I get that.
Things and that adds up.
It does add up, yeah.
You know what I mean? Even shopping, like, bro, it's ridiculous.
It
Gas and electric, like, I've got a house to pay for, and I got a child. All these things just add up.
Yeah.
Like, and compared to other places. But the only thing about these other places, like Spain, Portugal, is the earnings are less. But however, that's why you should build your own empire.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
And for me right now, it's about building online branding so that I don't have to rely on anybody when I go anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Because at the end of the day, I've got the skill, which is boxing and training people. It's just about enhancing that business and putting it online.
Getting out to more people. So you're going to start, so you have started, I've seen it. So, and all of your like social media, it's all the same username, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all the same.
Quailey.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Okay, cool.
But what people don't know, maybe you don't even know this, my name is not actually Meshack Quailey anymore. That name has been vacated.
What do you mean?
A year ago.
So what's your name?
My name is actually King Pricey Kader. It's not Meshack Quailey anymore. I just allow people from my past to call me Meshack Quailey. But if you're coming into my life from now onwards, please just call me King.
So wait, so your name, say that again, what's your full name?
Yeah, so my full name now is King Pricey Kader.
What made you go with that name?
There's some personal reasons why I had to change the second name. And people close to me will know. Okay. However, the first name, Meshack, even last night when I went in the hospital, it was like, Meshack Quailey. I thought, do you know, the first thing I said, this is why I changed my name. Like, bro, I'm sitting in the hospital, doctors, here, there, and everywhere, Meshash, Mekash, Meshook.
Well, I mean, it's an unusual name. It's a Christian name, so.
Oh, how can you say Meshook?
Well, I
Like,
don't think.
you don't even read them.
Well, I don't think most people don't know. I mean, I've met one or two other Meshacks in my life, but not that many. I've probably met three total.
Yeah, I've met about
and I only know it because it's in the Bible. It's not a common name.
Yeah. But bro, if you're saying Meshack, like you're a nurse, you've seen this name, and you probably just thought, you know what, frig it, I ain't even gonna read what it says. I'm just gonna go out and say whatever.
So, and why Pricey? Why Pricey in the middle?
So Pricey was kind of influenced by a boxer called Hopi Price.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I was gonna make it Price, but it sounded too
Price is
simple.
It's like is that Welsh or Irish? It's like a.
Yeah. But I like the fact that you said that because Kadir, obviously...
Kadir's a Muslim.
Yeah, I'm Muslim, so they encourage us to change their name. However, Pricey, I'm sorry to say this to the world of Islam, but Pricey balances it out on a paper when somebody looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to judge too much. They might think, okay.
King Pricey Kadir, yeah, it makes sense.
But however...
But they're saying that though, I feel like Muslims and Islamic names, they're so common anyway. Yeah. Like, I think the most popular name in the UK now for kids is Mohammed.
You think so?
No, I think it is. I think even in Ireland it was last year.
Mohammed.
Because there's just so many, they have so many kids as well. They end up calling a lot of the time Muslims will call their sons Mohammed, or they'll call them, I'm trying to think of like common Islamic names like Abdul or something. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, like Mohammed, like Muslim names are quite common.
That one, Abdul.
Well, no, it is.
I know someone called Mohammed.
Yeah, Mohammed. It's like in those Russian places, they've all got Muslim names, but they're Russified. So like, what's his name? Like Habib Nurmagomedov. Yeah. Habib is obviously Habibi, but it's with a K, and then Nurmagomedov. Before the Russians would have got there, their name would have just been Nurmagomedov, but then they have the OV on the end, which it means like, I think it means like son of Allah. But then when a lot of them are called Magomed, which just means Muhammad in Russian.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so they're called like,
I didn't even know.
They're all called like, there's a guy called what's his name? What's his name? I'm blanking on his name.
Is he a boxer?
No, he's a UFC. He was a UFC champion. Oh my!
Islam.
That's Islam Makhachev.
Oh,
but
okay.
that's what I'm saying. They've all got Russian names, but they're Muslim names. But the guy I'm thinking of is Magomedov. I can't remember. His name is Magomed. Oh, that's it. Magomed Ankalaev is his name.
Okay.
But Magomed just means Muhammad in Russian.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Or like, I don't know, actually, better be... Well, no, his name is actually quite Russian. Artur is just Arthur, but in Russian. And then Beterbiev is like a Russian Chechen name, so...
I had to change it, bro.
Well, yeah, a lot of... I mean, what's his name? Done the same thing. Muhammad Ali, he was Cassius Clay before.
Yeah. But, you know what? Yeah. My son, I actually named him after Muhammad Ali.
So what is his name? Muhammad
Clay.
Ali? Oh, Clay. Oh, okay.
Initially we chose Cassius, but it was.
So Clay. So he hasn't got a Muslim name.
Nah, his name is Clay.
But he's not Muslim, is he? Or is he?
Nah.
Okay, yeah.
He can decide what he wants to be.
Yes. Okay.
His mom is Christian.
Yeah, it's like there's a guy because in Nigeria, 50% of their population is Muslim. The other 50% is Christian.
Okay.
I think generally the people in the north are Christian, and I think in the south they're Muslims. Or maybe I've got it the other way around. But there's a guy in the UFC called Kamaru Usman, and he was the welterweight champion.
Usman.
You would recognize him. You might recognize him. He's a Nigerian guy, but he's American. He moved to America, but he's born in Nigeria. But his dad is a Muslim, but his mom's a Christian. But he's not really religious. He's kind of like in between. It's quite common in Nigeria, yeah.
Yeah, man, you gotta let them do what they want to do, bro.
Yeah, it's different cultures because sometimes you see these Muslims, like where they're from, like where Habib and Beterbiev are from, like Chechnya and Dagestan. It's completely different. Like, because sometimes you see, I'm not a religious person, but my thing is always when it comes to religion, and I could be wrong because for some people it's just a spiritual. Might not follow it that tough. I don't know about you, but you're kind of like, I'm guessing for you it's kind of like you picked it up later, you weren't born into it, and it's kind of more. It's more like a spiritual thing for you.
Do you know? I'll let you finish what you're saying, and then I'll come back to it.
Yeah, because my thing is, I'm not a religious person, but my thing is, I kind of feel like if you're gonna be a religious person, you should give your all, and it should be follow it to the book. I mean, it's not necessarily how I want to live, but those guys in Dagestan and Chechnya, there's no, for example, like where you'll when you meet some Muslims and they'll be like, oh well, I'll drink this once, or you know what, I'm gonna have pork today. No, like that is like No, do you get what I'm saying? But then, there's not, who am I to judge it? I mean, it's their religion if that's how they want to do it.
But this is the thing, what I've learned about being in Islam. Number one thing is, the people born into it are a lot worse than the people that revert into it.
What, do you mean worse in terms of like how strict they are?
Behaviour in terms
Oh, really?
of the haram behaviour, I see a lot more of it coming from born Muslims. And you know, I got one friend who's a born Muslim.
Yeah.
And one time he'll laugh when he hears this story because I went Barcelona with him one time and the guy flipping had me and my friend drunk the whole trip, and I said, at the end of it, I said, bro, like we're all Muslim, like, what are you doing, bro? I said, I'm never travelling with you again, and when we get back to England, you need to pray, bro, like, honestly, because how can you just want to be drunk 24/7?
And that's quite, I mean, I've never read the Quran, but that's like clearly forbidden.
Bro.
That's clearly forbidden.
But for me, like with religion, I've come to a point where I realise that you can't. The way the world is designed is like you're gonna sin.
Yeah, nobody's
perfect.
perfect.
Test, you're gonna sin. You're gonna sin. So you gotta. But do you know the thing is, the people that have a lot of success and luck in life and peace, they really do stick to God.
You think so?
Yeah, they really do stick to God. But religion's not straightforward. That's why I can never judge.
Yeah, you can't really.
It's not straightforward. It's very hard.
It's difficult. My thing. I'm not a religious person, but my thing is, generally speaking, I think people that sort of follow a, say, organized religion, for the most part, if you follow the basic principles of any religion, generally you're gonna be doing the right things 9 times out of 10. But then, like you said, it's the execution. It's just you can't be perfect all the time. Nobody's perfect.
I've had people like born Muslims. That's what I'm saying. Tell me things that I'm not a born Muslim. So the life that I come from is a lot of it is haram. You know, I come from a Caribbean household, so my neighbours, how I actually got into Islam is my neighbours are Somalian.
You said you went to. I remember you said you went to Moscow.
They used to look after me when I was a little boy.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And so obviously, naturally, I used to just the dad Abba obviously would be like, pray, come, pray.
Yeah, you got influence.
Yeah, so I got influence, and then it's like Ramadan, they come and knock. Even though there's 6 of us in my house, they're only coming for me because they know that I'm there regularly and I'm interested. I'm never into Christianity.
Are people in your family now Muslim because of you?
No one. I'm the only one.
It's interesting. It is interesting.
When I first converted, my mum was not happy.
Why?
My mum was a Rasta.
She what?
My mum was ignorant because she obviously didn't do enough research.
Why was she just disappointed?
Saying
you just went
things
to a different...
that were just of ignorance.
Well, she was disappointed because you just went to a different faith, basically.
Nah, she's disappointed because she wasn't educated on Islam.
No, but I'm saying, but was she annoyed was it because of Islam specifically, or was it just because you had not followed her?
It's more about what the media are showing us. You know, back then was that extremism.
Yeah.
Bin Laden, Saddam Hussein.
And you got the terror attacks and stuff.
Yeah, and that was like shortly after.
Oh, so she was worried about like.
She was more.
Oh, you're gonna be joining terrorism. Yeah.
So then, when she was saying this stuff, I was angry because I was thinking like, you're the person that I need to trust the most.
Yeah.
And you're telling me this. And but then as time went on, my mum became more of a peaceful woman. She was the first one to tell me, nah, you shouldn't be doing that, you know, you're Muslim, you should be praying, you should be this, you should be, you know, if you want to box and this and that, you need to go to Allah and blah, blah, blah. Wow.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but, bro, honestly, religion is a complicated thing. However, I'm quite spiritual as well. But I can never deny it.
But you were always spiritual before you were Islam.
Yeah, because I come from a spiritual household.
Right, interesting.
Very spiritual household.
Yeah, I think
that's why religion is difficult.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, because I've met people that are like they not necessarily believe in one particular religion, but they feel something. Like one of my friends, he's Ivorian, and he's like a real kind of not strict Christian, but he loves God. He goes to church all the time. Like it's a big part of his life, and he's like trying to explain to me like, bro, I can feel God here. I can tell. He's like, I'm just like, all right, well, whatever you believe, I'm not that bothered. You know what I mean? But I get it. But then some other people, they're not really into following an organized religion, but they feel like they feel God or this and that.
You don't believe in God?
No. I will never sit here and tell you it's not real because I don't know. I like to deal with things in facts. Do you get what I'm saying? So I could never ever commit either way because for me, I don't know and I don't want to take that risk and be like, well, I've dedicated my life to this, but then it turns out to not be true. And generally, I'm just not a spiritual person at all. I never have been. Ever since I was a kid, because my mum's really religious. My mum's a Jehovah's Witness.
Is it?
Yeah, and I've never ever believed in any.
She knocked the door.
Yeah, I used to do it with her when I was a kid.
Is it?
But I never believed. It's just not for me. And I'm
not bothersome.
Yeah, exactly. I hated it. Even when I was a kid, I'd be like, oh no. And like, my dad's not religious at all, and he's just like, I don't believe any of it, and I'm just kind of like that. I'm quite secular.
So like, if your mum was taking you to do that, what would your dad say?
My dad didn't care. My dad did not care. The only time I remember him saying to me, I remember this was when I was in school, and I really, really, really wanted to watch. Because they have these things called meetings where they go. It's like going to their church, and they usually do one on the weekend and one in the midweek, and it would be long. It'd be like at 7 o'clock for like 2-3 hours, like 2 hours, like 7:30, whatever. I remember I really wanted to watch this game. I remember it was Barcelona versus AC Milan in 2012, and I was like, I really want to go. And I remember my dad saying to me, I know you don't want to go. Just tell your mum she's not gonna care. Like I was like, I know, but I don't want to upset her. He was like, no, I'm not getting involved. But then he don't care. He's just like, do whatever makes you happy. I'm not.
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
good though. He's a good man for that. Yeah.
But yeah, I remember him, and I was like to him, yeah, you're right. I don't want to upset her.
But how did you fall off of it?
And I was never onto it. Like, I only ever went because my mum wanted me to.
No, but how did you get out?
One day, I remember there was like a big. They have like this thing, you know. They have their churches, and then they have like a big one where all of the different churches go to like there's hundreds of them, and they all go and have this sort of convention thing. And I just said to her on the day, "Oh, mum, I don't want to go anymore." She was like, "Oh, okay, it's fine." And I was like, "Wow, she took it." I knew she would take it well. That's my mum, but. I felt so guilty. I was like, why didn't I do this 4 years ago? Do you know what I mean?
Churches. I'm going to tell you something so funny. Like, with church, like, do you see that thing I posted the other day of the woman in the church? She was like Brazilian and she had a massive bum in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because you know what's funny? I saw a few weeks ago, I saw a video where, I don't know if it's the same video, but it's basically the same where it's like in America, they're in like, you know, like those black churches, they love singing and whatever. Yeah. There was a pastor, he was at the thing, and there was like a woman, and they were doing like not Passover, but like some sort of ceremony in their church, and she had like a massive bum, and he was like, he said something like, she walks past and he goes like, oh, praise, Lord, give me strength. He's like, 'cause I have sinned or whatever. And everyone in the church gasped when they caught him saying, Lord of mercy. And then he said, oh, may Jesus forgive me my sins.
What I'm saying,
it's so funny, man.
This is why, no disrespect to Christianity or anything, but for me, it's not serious. I've been in church, I've seen things where I'm thinking, you could never come in a mosque with that. Because they'll just tell you to get out.
They're strict, I think Islam's definitely strict.
They don't have time for that.
Yeah.
You cannot muck around. Even if your posture or whatever, you're not toe to toe, you're not shoulder to shoulder, you don't wash yourself and that. They ain't got time for that.
Nah, yeah, it's a lot more strict on.
Yeah, you need to come correct. If you can do that, come to the front with a big bum and spin around. They're going to say that. Why?
Yeah, it's different. It's a completely different way of life. Like, even like the way they have, like, in Islam, they have, you know, well, actually, some countries, you know, like in, say, Turkey is a Muslim country. They're not as strict with, say, how they do things, and they have different customs to say somewhere, like I said, in Dagestan or in Chechnya. Like when they get married in their weddings, the woman's face is completely covered.
That's mad,
like you can't see her. You're not allowed to see her face. Like only the family. Like I was watching a video like where they go to Chechnya, where Beterbiev is from, and like this girl who's a Russian girl, like she's from like mainland Russia, and she goes into like Chechnya, and she's asking them about their traditions and how they get married. It's like it's very like you can't, if you wanted to go on a date with a girl, someone has to be present as well when you first meet her or whatever. But then in Dagestan, which is the next place over where Habib is from, the way it usually works is you can go on a date or whatever, but usually the family will pick for you.
Oh, wow.
So it's completely different. So, but they're both as like strict as each other. It's very conservative, but they have different customs just depending on the region and the country. So yeah.
It's mad, though.
But yeah, all right. So we wrap this up. So you're hopefully fighting early next year in Portugal or Marbella?
No. In Spain.
In Spain.
That's my plan. That's what I've discussed with my coach.
So no more fights in the UK ever, or
no, definitely. But
I thought you were saying no more.
Next 2 fights I don't want to do in the UK.
Yeah, it's probably best to have no distractions.
But also, I feel like going away, it kind of builds that element of like want,
focus,
like demand.
Like your
demand.
Yeah, and you know you're doing a job.
You're doing your job, and people can see it, and now they want to see you back here
100%.
fighting.
Yeah.
And if the results are speaking like you're winning and that, then they're gonna be like, when you coming back.
Yeah, 100%.
We want to watch, but people ask every day when you fighting.
Oh, good. Well, at least you got some interest there. That's 100%.
Definitely, yeah.
And people can follow you on like.
Yeah, you can follow me on all social platforms at Quailey.
Okay, and do you have Freds as well?
Fred.
Have you not heard of Freds?
Oh, Fred, yeah.
I've started,
it's the same thing.
It's good for combat sports. I've noticed people talk about boxing and MMA on there a lot. That's why I use it.
Fred Quailey, is that? It's like a new school Twitter.
Yeah. Also, one last question: why is your nickname Zulu? Because you're not South African, are you?
It's good that you actually asked me that, because I was gonna get to that on my content, but my coach actually gave me that name.
Okay, right.
Yeah, I don't know. Shaka Zulu was the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah, Meshack. So sometimes my coach was Meshack Zulu.
I see. Yeah. Okay,
so
yeah.
Then one day he just kept saying Zulu. I was thinking, this guy's mad, you know.
Yeah, because I was thinking you're not South African, so I was thinking, why are you using that name? But then that makes sense. Yeah.
I thought about it. I went and looked at it properly. I looked into the history of them.
Yeah, Zulu tribe. Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with this.
Yeah,
it's different. I've never heard it.
Yes, and they have like their own language as well. Yeah.
So for me, it sticks with me, and it's a very good reflection of my spirit and me as a person. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. All right, we'll wrap this up. Thank you very much. Calm. Oh, I was keeping an eye on the time because I was like, you meant to go like 10, 15 minutes ago. It's cool.